Hey everybody, this is Tech Teach again, and we're in the middle of our Revit tutorials on how to make a shed, and we've learned how to do quite a bit. We're on step 12 of our lesson on shading and rendering in 3D and floor level. But before we go, I think I need to talk about these tabs and labels here. These labels are designed so that you can easily make a door and window schedule. A schedule of parts that are duplicated, like the hexagonal symbol here for the windows all have an 11 in them, and that means that each one of these windows is exactly the same size. So you could put it once in a table called a schedule and tell them how many of those particular size you have. Whereas I have two different doors. I have door 1, which is a exterior opening door, and then door 2, which is a sectional garage overhead door. So that's one way of being able to categorize all the parts on a multi-story complex building. It's good to keep up with things, and Revit does it well for you. So let's say I want to get rid of the symbols here so that they're not visible in my floor view. I want to click on visibility right here. So you have to be out of any tools you're using and be on the floor plan view, and then look at graphic visibility. When you click on that, you get a list of all these things that you can turn on and off. This works well. You can turn your windows off, and you can turn, well, I don't know if I want windows off. I think it's tabs. I'll pause here and I'll figure out what I'm doing and I'll talk to you. Okay, when you first come into this dialog box, it says model categories. So if I wanted to turn all my windows off and my doors, I could go in here. But this is for annotation categories, so this is where your tags are. And so you can look here and go through and get rid of any tags that you might have, like window tags. So if I click that, click apply and OK. Now I go back in, see where my window tags have been removed. You can do that also for your door tags and that kind of stuff. It just helps clean up the look of your floor plan. So now we move on to step 12, and we're going to be looking at 3D view. So it says open a 3D view. You want to click on view and 3D view, and there's my house. And we're trying to get a rendering done, and so create a realistic shaded view and select visual style icon in the view control bar at the bottom of the interface. So that's right along in here. You need to select all of your, this is your visual style, realistic. Okay, I think I need to lighten the load here. Let me minimize that. Okay, and then try the various shading styles. The realistic style gives the most realistic shading. So maybe I don't want to be as realistic. Yeah, that gives me a little bit better view of my materials. And to create a rendering, you'll go to the show rendering icon in the view control bar. Show rendering dialogues right here. When I click on that, it brings up a dialog box. Allows me to make adjustments and those kinds of things to the type of rendering that I'm going to do. And when I click on rendering, the rendering box pops up, and it varies. It depends on what you've got chosen, but it'll take a few seconds for it to populate, and then it goes through and rasterizes and checks all of the different pixels and makes sure it's nice and neat. Once you get it finished and complete, you want to click on Save Project, Save to Project, and when you do that, you get to name it. And I'm going to call this, back door or something like that. And when I click OK, it creates a category for my renderings over here in my project browser, and that's where I can view it from. Now, once you make changes to a rendering, it doesn't update automatically. You have to re-render it every time, so be aware of that. Okay, so that's making your rendering, and that'll be part of your finished product, your printed drawings. Good luck.